WBLN. My name is Marcelo Hernandez.
And I'm Leo Abate, and welcome to this edition of WBLN for May 22nd, 2017.
There's a new popular trend amongst teens these days, and that trend is called vaping. Stephen Calles has more.
The rule for smoking has been the same for years. Smoking is bad, but unfortunately very addicting thanks to nicotine. Nicotine is a chemical that with prolonged exposure can lead to hypertension and heart disease. With more research being done on the effects of smoking on the body, many smokers have sought out ways to help them quit. Naturally, markets opened up to fulfill the demand. Products like nicotine patches and nicotine-infused gum have been developed to eliminate the cravings for cigarettes, but the most popular product so far has been the electronic vaporizer, or vape for short. This is an electronic vaporizer. Completely battery operated and small enough to fit in your pocket, these are meant to deliver nicotine into the bloodstream in a similar fashion as smoking through flavored liquids, also called e-liquids. Inside of these electronic vaporizers are a small coil that can heat up to around 550 degrees Fahrenheit. These turn the e-liquids into vapors that are not as offensive with their smell and dissipate quite easier than regular smoke. So this is definitely a viable solution for many smokers. This has proven to be a very effective means to getting smokers away from cigarettes, as the percentage of Americans who smoke have gone down since 2005 from 20.9% to 15.1% in a span of 10 years. While this is a great step in the right direction for many smokers, a significant portion of vaporizers are falling into the hands of middle and high schoolers. As of now, 1 in every 4 high schoolers in America has used some nicotine product like vaporizers. The immediate issue is how these teenagers are getting these vaporizers. Possession of one of these products is illegal for children under 18 years old. Research is showing that vaping can actually be very dangerous for you. So if students know this, why do they continue to vape? Since the FDA doesn't fully regulate vaporizer liquids just yet, little is known about exactly what goes into each bottle as far as flavorings and how much nicotine is really placed in each one. But what we do know for a fact is that there are 2 main ingredients: vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol, also known as VGs and PGs for short. Vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol are found in many foods you eat every day. For example, canned meats, processed cheese, and carbonated beverages, and they're totally safe for you to consume. Research is showing, however, that inhaling them is an entirely different story. VGs and PGs have been known to change their molecules when heated to temperatures similar to that of vaporizers. Vegetable glycerin, for example, has been known to become an astringent which absorbs moisture and can dry out the spongy tissues of the lungs and tongue, causing shortness of breath and problems in oxygen intake into the bloodstream. Propylene glycol can become toxic and cause generalized illness with prolonged exposure.
Basically, the way e-cigarettes work is they heat up the liquid within them, and the liquid within them have this chemical called propylene glycol. They also have something called glycerol or glycol, and when heated, propylene glycol can become something called propylene oxide. Propylene oxide, we know, is a class B carcinogen. We know it's not going to be healthy for you. That's best case scenario, that it's not going to be healthy for you. It could cause high blood pressure and coronary vasospasm. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is that you can develop lung fibrosis.
There are still many questions left unanswered. For example, what goes into each bottle of vaporizer liquid? Is there really the amount of nicotine that the label says? What chemicals are being added into the flavorings? Is there menthol? And what other additives are there? We still don't know. And there's research being done more and more on the negative effects of vaping on the body. So for all high school students, vaping is definitely not recommended. Reporting, I'm Stephen Calles.
Congratulations to Nicholas Suarez, Waldo Toyos, and Andres Herrera, who were named the winners of the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Award. The award ceremony took place at the Lynn University over the weekend. The National Merit finalist is out. Congratulations to Senior Esteban Guillo, who is the National Merit finalist. National Merit finalists have the strongest combination of accomplishments, skills, and potential for success in righteous college studies. Check this out. Look at what the 6th grade class did this weekend. All thanks to teacher Mr. Santana, the 6th graders and their families went to thank World War II veterans at the Honor Flight Welcome at Miami International Airport. The Honors Flight's missions is to transport America's veterans to Washington, D.C. to visit the memorials dedicated in their honor. The first of these flights took place in 2005 and was conceived by Earl Moores, a physician's assistant and a retired Air Force captain. Earl wanted to honor the veterans he had taken care of for the past 27 years. Thank you, Mr. Santana, for taking every opportunity to make a teaching experience for our students.
I stand before you as a representative of the American people to deliver a message of friendship and hope and love.
In his first overseas speech, President Trump addressed leaders of more than 50 countries Sunday. During a summit in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Trump's speech aimed to unite nations who shared the same goal in, quote, stamping out extremism.
This is not a battle between different faiths, different sects, or different civilizations. This is a battle between barbaric criminals who seek to obliterate human life and decent people, all in the name of religion.
Trump called on predominantly Muslim countries to share the burden in confronting terrorist groups and urged leaders to drive them out.
Drive them out. Drive them out of your places of worship. Drive them out of your communities.
The tone of Trump's speech marked a departure from rhetoric he used on the campaign trail, which many say set a negative tone for relations in the Middle East.
Last night you told CNN, quote, Islam hates us. Did you mean all 1.6 billion Muslims?
I mean a lot of them. I mean a lot of them.
And more recently, Trump signed a pair of sweeping executive orders intended to restrict travel from several Muslim-majority countries. The bans were challenged by the courts. The status of the latest ban is still pending.
What's up, guys? As you can see on the map, there's not much action going on, and we shouldn't be expecting any showers. So for you guys who play sports, today's a great day. For today's weather, we got a high of 88, a low of 77, relative humidity at 63%, winds coming in from the east at 14 miles per hour. Again, partly cloudy with no showers with a precipitation of 10%. For the next 3 days, we got highs in the high to 80s to low 90s and lows in the high 70s. That's all your weather for today. Now it's bouncing on to sports.
In sports today, at the sports banquet, congratulations to all our high school students, athletes. Special recognition goes to our major award winners, Federico Tamborel, who won the Miami Herald Scholar athlete, Lucas Venegas, who won Sportsman of the Year, and Don Chaney, who won Athlete of the Year. Congratulations to all our athletes in middle school. Special recognition to our major award winners goes to Co-Scholar Athletes of the Year, David and Nicholas Alarcon, Sportsman Austin San Juan, and Athlete of the Year, Dorian Gonzalez. In football, the football team traveled to Nova to take on University School. This is a historic game as Coach Eddie Delgado takes the reins as his head coach for the first time. The Wolverines started off strong early with Don Chaney breaking a long run for a touchdown, but that lead wouldn't hold. Because of the costly penalties, the Wolverines ended up losing by a score of 45-7.
Building off of what we did in the spring, I think the main thing is that we were able to build a lot of depth. We had a lot of guys out. We had a lot of guys out in this in the spring game. We had like 7 guys that didn't play that'll probably be major contributors for us in the fall. So in that sense, you know, we're trying some new things and experimenting quite a bit. So I was pretty pleased with the effort throughout spring.
The varsity baseball team plays against Dwyer this week in their regional championship game. This is a big one considering Dwyer will be searching for revenge after losing to the Wolverines last year. Here's what Coach Albert and infielder Johnny Bardage had to say about the big game.
Pretty much just going to stay with the normal routine. We're going to do what we normally do to get ready for any team in the playoffs. We have a real good routine that we do, changing up the practices every day to keep the kids fresh, make sure our pitchers get on the mound, make sure we go through all our drills and all our situations, and try and have the kids ready for pretty much every situation that might come up. So we have a kind of like a been there, done that approach defensively when we get on the field in all these playoff games. Dwyer's a very good team. We know it's going to be a very tough game, just like it was last year when we went up there. It was the same round, same game, same situation. We had to beat them to get to the Final Four. So what we're going to try and do, we're pretty much going to do what we do well, just play our game, go up there and do what we do and do it as well as we possibly can. And hopefully we can do that and we'll come home very happy.
Very excited about this game coming up. We're going to take the momentum that we have from the Doral game and play them again. You know, we know that they're going to be very excited for the game because we beat them last year, but we're just looking to make it back to states and hopefully win a state championship this year.
Big congratulations to the Belen Jesuit Wolfpack Special Olympics Unified Team, who traveled to ESPN Worldwide World of Sports in Orlando, Florida, to compete in the Special Olympics Summer Games, where over 2,000 athletes competed in track, bocce, tennis, cycling, volleyball, and soccer. The games opened Friday night with an awe-inspiring celebration ending with the remarkable lighting of the Olympic Torch of Hope, which came into the stadium accompanied by over 500 members of law enforcement made up of from around the state. This is the first time the teams competes in soccer. In the first game, the Wolfpack would have to take on the Volusia Enforcers. The Wolfpack went up quick, wreaking havoc on the Enforcers' defense, with Captain Ruben Bolanos scoring a hat trick and a goal by sophomore Guillermo Quintero. The team finished off the Enforcers with Damian Lightbourne when he came in clutch to score the final goal of the game. The Wolfpack Enforcers lost by a score of 5-0. This win moved the team into medal contention, and they looked for gold, taking on the Leon County Thunder. This game would show the best two teams in a heated match, which remained scoreless, thanks to an incredible sliding tackle by Ricardo Espina, stopping what could have been a goal by the Thunder. It inspired the play that the team was able to break down the Thunder's defense, and then 10 minutes remaining, Guillermo Quintero scored what would prove to be the winning goal and the team winning gold. After the game, the team was presented with their gold medals in a ceremony right by the field. But the celebration didn't end there. In the closing ceremony, Guillermo Quintero was named and awarded the Miami-Dade County Inspirational Unified Partner Award. The team will now begin to prepare for the upcoming football season. If you would like to get involved, please see Javier Guerrero Vicente, Guillermo Quintero, or Mr. Calderon. Let's move on to MLB. Well, it's not looking good for the Fish as they lost by a score of 6-3 against the LA Dodgers yesterday. The Fish look to improve their record today against the Oakland Athletics, and what's been a really down season for them. Let's check out what's happening with the Cincinnati Reds broadcasting booth. A bird gets into the Cincinnati Reds broadcasting booth in the 6th inning, and they have quite the day with him. Reds rallied to score 3 runs in that inning, but still lose the game. The broadcasters would go on to interview the bird, giving him bread, and then the bird would leave the booth in the 8th inning. That's all for sports. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Before we go, just as a reminder, there will be a Beta Club meeting after school today in the Coscuela. The club will be holding elections, so all members must attend. If you have any questions, please see Mrs. Sosa. That's all your news for today. I'm Marcelo Hernandez.
And I'm Leo Bate. And please make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. From everyone here at WBLN, have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching, and stay golden, Wolverines.